I think it's fair to talk about any free-to-play game by right off talking about the monetization, so let's do that first. This is what the monetization is going to look like. There are booster packs, there are bundles, and there's game passes and all these little spell infusions. There's boosts and services for XP, character renames, things like that. Now, let me explain booster packs. Booster packs are open, and inside the booster pack, you will not get cards so much as you will get rewards like a full class. Yes, they thought it was a good idea to launch this game with a class locked behind a pay-to-win booster pack. Can you get it in game? Yeah, for free. Yes, and we're going to talk about that, which is also why the best way to make gold in the game is pay-to-win. But as I said, we'll get into that. These are just some of the rewards you can get out of the store, and then you get these little shards whenever you open a pack, basically as a, oh, you wanted the suffocating curiosity, now you spend X amount of money, you can just get it. The problem is, notice the assassin isn't listed. You're not going to be able to get the assassin without pure RNG, unless you sell the stuff you get otherwise. So here is the Consignment Broker. This is your trade, essentially. Now, he's a broker, not an auction house, so you can sell to him. As you can see here, I can sell Abyssal Flame for $2.99. I can buy Abyssal Flame for $3.30. And from my understanding, from what it appears, from me watching it on and off for a few hours when I was playing yesterday, near the end of my play session, I did come back and check. This guy pays you less the more something's on the market, pays you more the less it is. Which brings us to the packs. The class of Dimir. This was down last night below 9 million gold at one point, and currently it's up to 12 million. What does this mean? If you want gold in this game, the best way to get gold, and this is probably going forward forever, buy a pack when it's first coming out is best, open it, get the item that's rare out of it, and then be one of the first to list it. You immediately get gold from the broker, and then it gets listed on the market. If you wait a couple hours and you get 30, 40, 50, 100 people doing the same thing, the more that are listed, the less he'll pay you. So like whoever's listing these assassins right here, their bet is they can come back later and buy the assassin most likely for 9 million, like I saw last night for sale when this game gets full launched to everyone. And they just get a cool 3 million profit in gold. Also, the amount of trades you can do are limited by your trade tokens, trades per day, which is just a punishment if you're not trading in these high value items. You're trying to level up your spells. Well, apparently, I want to level up this spell. Well, not this one. Let's say I want to level up Glint. Look at this. I have to use up 12 trade tokens for just to spend 2,500 gold. Someone thought that was a good idea. It basically punishes you for trading in the cheap items. Now, we also have to say that we did begin this game announced before even pre-release with a $40 bundle that comes with a relic that you could not get in game. Everyone should have known there's going to be a lot of pay-to-win type aspects to this. Pay to unlock an entire class, I don't think people actually realized at the start. Now, to get into the actual gameplay and to talk about it. I've been playing a Necromancer focusing on minions. What does that mean? That means that my 1080 has been tanking frames later in the game that I've been playing, due to minions. Now, why does it matter that I'm saying later? Because at the start, the frame rates are terrible. When you do the tutorial for this game, the frame rates legitimately will drop to single digits at points for everyone. It doesn't matter what you're running. I don't know what it is. If that turns you off, if that is the moment that turns you off, and it's just the frame rates, give it a little bit, give it an hour or two, a little farther in the tutorial, they kind of don't have as big of problems. Now, when you see here, some people are still having problems, you can do stuff like shadows, I think it's off, and turn off shadows, and there's a few other things you can do. Those options are not in settings. Why aren't they in settings? I don't know, but this apparently made it so that people could run the game better. I put in probably 8 hours or so last night, while also watching a duo streamers do their run through the game. The tutorial's too long. It doesn't teach you a lot of things. And honestly, it kind of is off-putting just because of how much I want to grind and get stuff. And the thing is, you're playing this as an ARPG and you're wanting your loot. You're excited for your loot. What you're not realizing is at the start, loot doesn't really exist. What I mean by that is, sure, if I go and do a mission, I might find myself... Let's see here, my equipment. I might find myself a cowl, right? I might find myself some boots. These are all the equipment I found in like 8 hours. 8, 9 hours. This is it. I'm not kidding. This is it. This is all the loot that this game had to offer. Now, you see like these upgrades and things, and you're like, well, why don't you upgrade? You know, upgrade your loot. Aether is a limited creation a day. You can only create 50,000 Aether a day. That's a problem, because all of your spell upgrades require Aether. All of the upgrades of this stuff require Aether. So how do you get more Aether than the 50,000? Well, the answer is Zen, which is the paid currency. Now, it's turned off right now, but there's going to be a conversion. I do generally like conversions like this. The problem is there is an arbitrary limit on Aether, which means eventually every player is going to hit a point every day that takes this game semi-seriously, does grinding to make sure they hit their 50,000 Aether. They're going to hit that wall. That wall that says, you need to give us real money or you have to wait to get more Aether. Aether is used to upgrade all of your stuff. So someone might say, hey, the game's not too bad for the next week. And then next week, after they've put in some money, bought some packs, realize now that their new limiter is their Aether. Well, how do I get more Aether? You buy Zen. See where it's a little bit of a problem as we go on. I feel like the game wasn't ready. Most of my loot, when I do a mission, okay, most of my loot is you get a few spell pages that pile up, right? Sometimes you'll get a piece of gear. But honestly, I don't feel I need to show gameplay in this little review because there's not much to it. There's not a lot of gameplay to be had. I can, like, the game just plays out where you kind of, as much as people will deny it, I'm sure people will deny it, you kind of just spam your buttons. In my opinion. For example, let's go to my realm. There's some training dummies built into my realm. So I go to my realm. Also, I just gotta throw this out there. The mini-map here, it does turn when you turn your character, and that will disorient a lot of people. I forgot to throw that out there. It's very disorienting for some. So, you can see the frames here. This is a 1080. So, take that for what you will. And you can kind of, you know, there's certain things you can combine and plan. Yes, there is some thought process to it. I can go, okay, it's this spell, it's that spell. But all in all, I find it less fun than your average ARPG. Last Epoch's on my list. If you like Last Epoch or want to see Last Epoch content, let me know, because I am currently planning to buy it in the next couple days. I'm going to play some Mortal Online too. And then I really don't have much else planned other than to play some Last Epoch off stream. But I'm playing like a minion build. I will say it is kind of cool that you can do 2 colors. And you can use colors that are different than your class, but your class basically only determines your Q, your W, and your attack, and then your ultimate, right? But like the minions feel so slow to me, and there's no min-maxing upgrades I can do. There's no like Path of Exile type of gear changing. Gear's not interesting, at least yet. Gear is extra potency on your recharge, extra health globe potency. Artifacts. I mean, cool. This is the coolest. I would say this is the coolest one I have. Sorry, my nose is running a bit, but yeah, the game feels very not ready, frame rate wise. It feels very ready, pay to win wise. The fact that the game launched with a pack class still blows my mind, because they look at the game. The developers know it's going to have problems at launch. Know there's going to be server issues at best. They know the combat's not great. They know the gearing's not great. If I'm remembering correctly, originally the gearing wasn't even going to have equipment. This wasn't going to be a thing. They added it because people thought it was boring to just go here and click upgrade, which I can't even do right now. I don't have anything. My library is locked and I don't have enough to upgrade. But when you upgrade, you have to spend that Aether that's limited per day. Honestly, I feel like the game needed another like 6 months of work. Now, in 6 months, could the game be good? Sure. The game could improve in 6 months. Will it be worth having played all that time up until then? I don't know. I'd say if you're a Magic fan more than an ARPG fan, this might interest you. I feel like it just needs to be a mobile game, to be honest. I have not tried with controller. I might make another video if that really changes my experience, because I've been told controller is plus amazing. You're going to want to play with a controller. I haven't done that, but it's supposed to be very natural. Game is out. I don't know if it's technically out today. If it's not, there's codes floating around online with unlimited access. It's a longer video of me rambling, but I just wanted to throw out my raw thoughts at the moment. Sleep on it, wake up, think about it. This is how I feel in the game. Does this mean I'm going to not play the game? No. I'm going to give it more time. If I change my opinion, I'll update. If my opinion stays the same, that it's got weird pay-to-win aspects with the time locks, and I think it's just not very exciting as an ARPG, probably not going to make another video saying my thoughts haven't changed. Hopefully I'm proven wrong, or hopefully in 6 months I revisit this game and they've done so much that it feels good. But right now it doesn't feel like an ARPG. It feels like a mobile gacha game that is a little more sneaky than your average gacha game on how it's hiding the pay-to-win aspect. You can get a decent bit into this game before you realize you're locked behind a paywall for meaningful progression in a meaningful amount of time.